When legends and rising stars collide, history doesn't whisper. It roars. What began as a routine post-game interview turned into an electrifying moment no one could have scripted. Cameras captured every second as a towering figure from basketball's golden age stepped forward, shattering expectations.
Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of basketball.
With a single gesture, the crowd froze. Caitlin was speechless, and the internet went wild. One mic, one move, and everything changed. But what really unfolded in that unforgettable flash? Buckle up, this moment is bigger than basketball. Caitlin Clark has arrived, and she's changing everything. In a season packed with highlights, one name seemed to echo louder than the rest: Caitlin Clark. From the moment she was drafted by the Indiana Fever in April 2024, expectations were high. But what happened next wasn't just about living up to the hype, it was about completely redefining what a rookie could be. With smooth passes, deep threes, and unshakable confidence, Clark didn't just join the WNBA, she set it on fire. Averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game, her stats alone were jaw-dropping. But numbers only tell part of the story. In a league where rookies usually spend years earning their place, Clark broke through from Game 1. Her record-setting 337 assists and 122 made three-pointers were history-making, and she became the first rookie ever to post a triple-double in the WNBA. These aren't just milestones, they're statements. But here's the twist: Clark's true power may lie far beyond the scoreboard. With each sold-out arena and every buzzing crowd, her presence seemed to lift the entire league. In a sport that has fought for mainstream attention, Clark brought in over 1 million TV viewers per game, something once thought nearly impossible in women's pro basketball. Overnight, the Indiana Fever went from underdogs to must-watch, with ticket sales surging over 400% after her draft pick alone. Coincidence? Hardly. Some fans whisper that the Caitlin effect feels more like a movement than a moment. Is she simply that good, or is she the missing piece the league's been waiting for? Her magnetic energy on social media, where millions now follow her, only adds fuel to the fire. Whether you love the game or just love a good story, Clark gives people a reason to watch, talk, and believe in what's possible. Still, behind all the fame and frenzy, questions remain. Can one rookie carry a franchise, and maybe even a league, on her shoulders? Or are we witnessing the start of something even bigger, something no one saw coming? One thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive, she took over. And if this is just the beginning, fans everywhere might want to buckle up, because the future of basketball may already be here, and she's wearing a Fever jersey. But what if one rookie is changing the entire game? Can Clark carry a franchise and spark a new era? Stay glued to your screen. Larry Bird, Caitlin Clark, and the buzz heard around Indiana. It started like any ordinary moment courtside, until it wasn't. The air changed, cameras tilted, murmurs rose. And there, in a move no one saw coming, Larry Bird leaned in and did something that sent fans and commentators spiraling. He took the mic. Not just any mic, but Caitlin Clark's in front of a roaring Indiana crowd. Was it spontaneous admiration, a pre-planned gesture, or something else entirely? To most, Bird is a Celtics legend, but in Indiana, he's more than that. He's basketball royalty. Born in French Lick and deeply woven into the state's basketball legacy, Larry Bird returned home to coach the Indiana Pacers from 1997 to 2000, guiding them to the NBA Finals in 2000. Later, as president of basketball operations, he helped shape the team's identity with his sharp eye and no-nonsense style. Indiana basketball is part of his DNA, and when someone new begins to shine as brightly as he once did, it doesn't go unnoticed. Interestingly, Caitlin Clark is a rising force redefining women's basketball with a fiery shot, unmatched vision, and an unshakable presence on the court. Like Bird, she doesn't just play, she orchestrates, predicts, and dominates. Her connection to Indiana might be fresh, but the echoes of greatness she's stirring are impossible to ignore. So, when Bird approached, it wasn't just legend meeting prodigy, it was Indiana's past reaching out to touch its future. Naturally, the internet exploded. What did he say? Was it encouragement, advice, maybe even a symbolic passing of the torch? Though nothing official has been confirmed, fans are already spinning wild theories. Could Bird be hinting at a deeper role in Clark's journey? Mentorship, perhaps, a behind-the-scenes collaboration? Or was it simply one legend recognizing another in real time? Whatever the truth, the moment was electric. And the message was clear: greatness recognizes greatness. Whether it was planned or purely instinctive, Larry Bird grabbing Caitlin Clark's mic may have only lasted seconds, but in basketball terms, it was an eternity. The kind of moment that reminds fans why they love the game, not just for the points and plays, but for the unpredictable magic when history nods to the future. And now, everyone's asking, what happens next? But what exactly did Larry Bird's mic grab mean? Encouragement, mentorship, or something more? Stay glued to your screen. The moment Larry Bird and Caitlin Clark lit up the court, basketball fans thought they were in for a routine summer event, another polished appearance, another highlight clip, another question and answer session with Caitlin Clark, the rising face of women's basketball. What they got instead was a lightning bolt of unscripted history, the kind of moment no scoreboard can capture. All eyes were on Clark, standing tall in her element, when out of nowhere came Larry Bird, Indiana royalty, NBA legend, and a man known more for action than words. No one expected him to take the stage, and yet there he was. And in a move that had the entire gym buzzing, Bird reached out and took the mic, right out of Clark's hands. The crowd gasped. Was it a joke? A jab? A passing of the torch? That's where the magic of the moment lies. No one really knows. What we do know is that Bird offered a few short, sharp words that left Clark grinning and the audience stunned. It wasn't disrespectful. It wasn't rehearsed. But it carried the weight of a legacy. Bird, who defined toughness and vision in the 1980s, and Clark, who's redefining playmaking in the 2020, couldn't be more different in style. But they share a rare trait: command. They control the pace, the court, and now, apparently, the conversation. That mic transfer became something more than a quirk. It became a symbol of the connection between two eras of excellence. Within hours, social media exploded. Clips of the moment were everywhere. Some called it awkward, others saw it as epic. But underneath the headlines and hot takes was something deeper, a recognition that basketball's greatness isn't limited by gender or generation. This wasn't the first time a legend stepped into the orbit of a rising star. The basketball world has always valued mentorship, however unplanned or subtle. And when someone like Bird acknowledges someone like Clark, it elevates more than just a player, it lifts the entire women's game. Clark didn't flinch. She smiled, laughed, and rolled with it, like the pro she's become. Maybe Bird was testing her, maybe he was applauding her, maybe both. Whatever his intent, he reminded everyone why the game is so captivating, not just for what happens on the hardwood, but for these rare, unscripted intersections. And so, a brief mic grab became a major moment, not because of drama, but because of legacy, meeting the future, and giving it a nod that fans won't soon forget. The mic grab that got everyone talking every once in a while. The world of sports gives us a moment that isn't just surprising, it's electric. It might last just a few seconds, but it can spark hours of discussion, waves of admiration, and yes, plenty of speculation. That's exactly what happened when Larry Bird, one of basketball's most iconic legends, made an unexpected move that had everyone's eyes glued to the screen. During a live event, as Caitlin Clark was speaking, Bird stepped forward and grabbed the microphone. Just like that, jaws dropped, cameras clicked, and the internet exploded. To understand why this moment mattered so much, you need to look beyond the clip. Bird, a man who built his legacy with precision, power, and presence, rarely makes public gestures without purpose. And Clark. She's not just another rising star, she's the face of women's basketball's new generation. Her sharp shooting, high court IQ, and fierce drive have earned her both records and respect. So, when the past and present of basketball collided in such an unscripted way, fans couldn't help but wonder, what did it mean? Was it a passing moment of fun, a symbol of support, or something more, a silent nod from a Hall of Famer to someone he sees as the future? Given Bird's notoriously high standards, any sign of interest from him is rarely casual. He's known for spotting greatness, and many believe Clark's bold style reminds him of his own, confident, relentless, and unapologetically skilled. What's more, these spontaneous moments between NBA legends and WNBA stars carry weight far beyond the court. They challenge long-standing biases, spotlight talent across genders, and show young fans, especially girls, that greatness has no label. A simple mic grab? Maybe. But it also sparked a bigger question. Is the basketball world finally catching up to the brilliance that's been in front of us all along? And it's not just about Bird and Clark. These interactions, especially when captured live, tend to ripple fast. Thanks to platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, what starts as a courtside surprise becomes a viral sensation. Suddenly, people who don't even follow basketball are watching, sharing, and talking. It creates a rare crossover moment between hardcore fans and casual viewers, blending entertainment with sports in a way that captivates all. Of course, we may never know what Bird was really thinking in that moment. Was it admiration, a playful interruption, a message only he and Clark understand? Whatever the truth, one thing's certain, it left a mark. And if it made people take another look at women's basketball and Caitlin Clark in particular, then maybe it was never just about the mic. Maybe it was about passing the torch in the most unexpected way possible. But what was Larry Bird really trying to say with that mic move? And why can't anyone stop talking about it? Stay tuned. Larry Bird's unexpected move stuns fans and sparks speculation. Thanks to the buzz that lives at the intersection of sports and storytelling, one unexpected moment has now become the talk of both leagues. When Larry Bird, an undisputed icon of the NBA, reached for Caitlin Clark's mic during a live WNBA event, it wasn't just a quirky courtside surprise, it sent shockwaves through fans, brands, and locker rooms alike. Was it a playful gesture, a subtle show of mentorship, or simply a spontaneous moment misunderstood by a viral world hungry for drama? Whatever the intention, it lit a spark. Bird, known for his stoic intensity and legendary precision, is more than just a retired great, he's a walking blueprint for competitive excellence. His influence has shaped generations of players, Clark included. She's openly credited her progress to hours spent watching tapes of the greats, dissecting techniques, and absorbing mental toughness. For an athlete still carving her path in professional basketball, a split-second acknowledgement from a figure like Bird can feel like validation from the game itself. But this isn't just about feelings. In today's media-driven sports economy, authentic interactions between legends and rising stars are pure gold. Major sponsors and media outlets are quick to capitalize on these unscripted moments. A brief mic exchange can be repackaged into a marketing campaign, an endorsement angle, or a viral video that cements both names deeper into public memory. This is where emotional resonance meets commercial value. Clark, already hailed as one of the brightest new faces in women's basketball, didn't flinch. If anything, she seemed to understand the weight of the moment. That calm, almost amused reaction only reinforced her growing reputation as both confident and coachable, two traits Bird himself embodied. Was it rehearsed? Probably not. Was it unforgettable? Absolutely. And in the evolving relationship between the NBA and WNBA, this might be a sign of something bigger. A reminder that greatness isn't always passed down in speeches or ceremonies. Sometimes, it's shared in a fleeting moment on live television. Bird grabbed a mic, but what he really handed over might have been a little piece of history. But what did Bird really pass to Clark in that fleeting moment? And could it change everything for women's basketball? Stay tuned. The electrifying moment that lit up the court. In the high-speed, high-pressure world of professional basketball, it's rare for a single unscripted moment to steal the spotlight. But when Caitlin Clark, one of the WNBA's brightest rising stars, found herself face-to-face with a living legend like Larry Bird, the sports world paused, cameras flashed, jaws dropped, and fans went wild. What exactly happened during that brief yet unforgettable encounter? And why are people still talking about it? It wasn't just a celebrity run-in. This was basketball royalty meeting the new guard, a symbolic torch passing that carried emotional and cultural weight. Clark, who grew up studying game tapes and mimicking the form of greats like Bird, has often credited past players for shaping her basketball IQ. So when Bird grabbed the mic and addressed her directly, the moment resonated far beyond the arena. Was it a planned PR gesture or a genuine show of support from one Indiana icon to another? Behind the scenes, this kind of interaction has deeper ripple effects. Corporate sponsors know that authentic connections like these make headlines and sell stories. Brands crave powerful narratives, especially those built around respect, legacy, and the thrill of generational crossover. A veteran like Bird publicly engaging with a new star like Clark isn't just heartwarming, it's marketing gold. There's also the personal impact to consider. Recognition from a legend isn't just flattering, it's validating. For a young athlete, it reinforces the belief that all those long hours of training are paying off. Bird's career, built on precision shooting, mental grit, and smart positioning, has been a blueprint for success. His willingness to share that stage, if only briefly, adds fuel to Clark's already blazing ambition. And let's not forget the emotional power of basketball's mentorship traditions. These aren't just passing moments, they're part of the sport's fabric. The idea that wisdom should flow from one generation to the next is what keeps the game alive and evolving. Moments like these blur lines between leagues, genders, and eras, reminding us all why we fell in love with the sport in the first place. So, was this a masterful PR move, a heartfelt gesture, or both? Whatever the case, one thing's for sure: when